Hey everybody, how's it going? This is another unboxing video for the Grey Knights, and this is the Grey Knight Terminator kit. Now it comes with 5 bases, the instruction booklet, just like, most kits would come with the appropriate amount of bases and an instruction booklet. There is no decal sheet, because everything is pretty much sculpted on, so you don't need decals for this. But I will say again, it would be nice to see a Grey Knight decal sheet. I don't know if there is one out there, currently available from Forge World or anything, but if there isn't, there should be, or I would like for them to be. And I wouldn't imagine that they wouldn't make one. That is to say, I think they would make one in the future. Anyways, this kit makes 5 Terminators. It can make your regular 5 Terminators. It can make 5 Paladins Terminators if you wanted to. It can make a Terminator Librarian, basically a Grey Knight Librarian. You can make a Grey Knight Grandmaster, a Grey Knight Brother Captain. So it's pretty versatile. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the bits, go over it a little bit, because some of it is redundant, the weapons, just like in any kit. And then I'm going to give you my thoughts on the kit and ways you can utilize the bits in the kit aside from its normal intention. So let's get right to it. You get 3 sprues. And we're going to look at them in more detail. So let's take away these 2. In this sprue, you get all of your shoulder pads. If it'll focus in, there we go. You get all of your shoulder pads, and they're very nice looking. They got the cool sculpted detail on it. You got a lot of your, most of them, not all of your arms. I think maybe 1 or 2 are not on this sprue. And these arms are for the Storm Bolters. So the way this works is, as I drop sprues, is the arm is basically a 3-part arm for the Storm Bolter arm. You get the Storm Bolter by itself, this arm section, and then the hand. Because the hand can hold a weapon or just be a hand or whatever. And this is the melee weapon hand, the one that holds the Nemesis Force weapon. And you get a bunch of arms for that, which is pretty sweet. Even more arms here. Then you have Purity Seals, a bunch of different Nemesis Force weapons here of the sword variety. You get a hand holding a severed demon head with some gore on it. You get things to hang on, like a book to hang on to the hip of a Terminator, stuff like that. Shields for their personal heraldry, as they've been known to wear it. And you get 2 legs on this kit. So, not bad. Pretty cool looking stuff. Next up, we have your 3rd leg. Where'd it go? There it went. And you have other, like, accent bits for your Terminators. You got this tabard here, which goes like this. Looks pretty cool. You have, not so much back banners, but, like, back poles. I don't know what you want to call it. That go on the back of a Terminator. Look pretty cool. And you have, where'd it go? You have your Storm Bolters themselves. This is where they would connect. This is the part that would connect to that. To the I'm blanking. To the arm. There we go. So that's that. You also have your heavy weapon, if you will. Your specially ranged weapon. This is the arm for that. And then you have your silencer, your side cannon, and your incinerator. This right here is an apothecary bit. You get that. Those are apothecary bits up there. And you have the apothecary arm right there, which is a pretty cool arm because it's a Terminator apothecary arm. Let's see what else you have. You have the fronts of a Terminator torso, and they look different from a standard Terminator, in case you've never seen one before, because they are. Terminator armor for a Grey Knights look a little different. But you get those, and they have the suitable, appropriate backs for them right here. So that's where those little back banner things would go. That's kind of like a psychic hood thing here. So that's the back of Grey Knight Terminators. Now you can see from the front that a standard Terminator torso front probably won't mesh up very well with this. I don't know, I haven't tried, but it'll look a little weird anyway because of the you have to do some chopping and some converting a bit. But if you just utilize one of these, you could make, in theory, your own, cover up some of the eye decals or the inquisitorial decals a bit and some green stuff or whatever. You could make your own Terminator Librarian if you wanted to for a standard Space Marine force, although not really the scope of this kit. It's meant to make Grey Knights. So that's this sprue, and the last sprue is yeah, it has, you got your 2 legs here, your 2 remaining legs. You also have a servo skull, which does have rules in the codex, and they're pretty cool. So you only get 1 in the kit. You got more Nemesis Force weaponry, including your little Force halberds, both one-handed and two-handed varieties. More of your Nemesis Force swords. You get a Nemesis Force hammer and a Nemesis warding staff, which is pretty cool. And the hands, for those that are one-handed, you get other hands here to fit in, and obviously make sure they have 2 hands. More shields for their heraldry. You get an awesome looking banner. My only complaint about this banner is that the banner is connected to the pole. If you look at the Command Squad banner for Space Marine, the banner pole and the banner are 2 separate pieces. And if it was like that here, you could utilize the banner hand for other Space Marines by putting a regular banner on it. Unfortunately, it is not the case, but that's okay. No big deal there. It's a very nice sculpted banner. And then you have your heads. Now remember, this kit makes 5 Terminators, but you have 13 different heads. I had to do a quick count here. You have 2 helmeted heads here, and they got the cool looking Grey Knight Terminator helmets, so they're not like standard Terminator heads. You got 2 here. You got 3 here. Those 4 I showed you already. And you have 3 more here. And then 1 apothecary helmet and 2 bear heads. So a lot of different choices to make your own, to customize your own Terminator forces from each other. And that's pretty much that. Looking at it real quick, that's pretty much that. So let's put the sprues down. There are also grenades on these kits. I don't know if you saw that when I was looking through it. I forgot to point it out. But because the Grey Knight Terminators do have grenades, which is pretty nice. So there's your 3 sprues. I like the kit. Lots of detail. The only thing that's bad about a lot of detail is it may intimidate newer painters. But that aside, everything's there. You don't have to worry about messing up a decal. Everything is there to paint. As it goes for utilizing it outside the scope of Grey Knights, I wouldn't recommend buying the kit just to kit bash it. I wouldn't recommend buying either Grey Knight kit just to kit bash it because it's so heavily Grey Knight themed, obviously, because it's for Grey Knights, that you would have a lot of stuff you wouldn't be using unless you heavily green stuffed it or just didn't care that it had those symbols on it. But as I know bit stores will do, they will have these up for bid ordering. If they don't have it up already, they'll have it soon, and you can buy the bits you want. The apothecary bits for the Terminators are very nice, utilized elsewhere. The helmets should fit pretty well into a standard Terminator torso, so you can utilize that if you're making pre-heresy Terminators. That way you have that cool helmet look, and it fits right in. Then the weapons you can utilize, because you have 5 Terminators you're making, and you got loads of different melee weapon options, which you could use to make Terminator Sergeants, Terminator HQs, like Belial, or just Terminator Captain, or whatever you want to do. You could even probably utilize a Stormbolter arm to make your own really cool looking captain, to have a Stormbolter arm like that. and a melee weapon. So you can take that because it's just the hands for the weapons itself, so you can do a quick hand swap. Shouldn't be too hard. Other than that, not too much else to say. I will say you can utilize these arms and utilize other hands with them, maybe with some minor green stuffing. Because they end at the wrist like that, you could take the Space Marine Commander box set hands for a ranged weapon. Let's say if you want a combi weapon for your Space Marine Terminator Captain or whatever, and you could probably get away with doing a hand swap here with one of these arms, then utilizing another arm for a melee weapon. But that's, again, you have to check that out. But that is one idea that just came into my head. You would have to see how well it would work, though. I think it should work decently enough. But anyway, I don't want to drag on too much longer. I really do like this kit. I like the detail that we're getting in plastic kits these days. They look really cool. And definitely, I think, a good idea for you Grey Knight players out there. Obviously, instead of bid ordering or blister ordering the blisters, you can get a nice kit, 5-man Terminator kit. And again, I forgot to see how much it costs to buy, so I'll put that in the video description section. Anyway, that's it. So until next time, take it easy.